So I got this question on one of my YouTube videos about jail. How are guys who commit viewed in prison? Are they viewed as gay? I came across information here and there about guys in prison who commit. I've read that, and these men don't view themselves as being gay. They view themselves as men. They view the guys as being gay women. Gave me the impression that some men in prison have developed a twisted and selective way of viewing. Nobody I know has ever developed that so-called selective way of thinking. If you do that to a man, you are the one who is gay, not him, because you forced it upon him. You can't force somebody's sexuality upon them. If you force a man to do that, then that man is not gay, but you certainly are. Now, I know prison is a different environment, and depending where you're at, depending on what happens, I know down in the deep South, Alabama and things like that, I done seen documentaries where that type of stuff is normal. But there's nothing normal about that. It's abnormal in every sense of the word. Now, in New York State prison, we got a lot of Muslims, a lot of 5%ers, and they didn't eliminate that. Now, if you gay, you gay. You do whatever you do, but you're not finna do it in front of nobody. Nobody finna see you doing it. You're not finna do it in the shower or anywhere where, I don't know where they be doing it at, but I was in prison for 10 years and I have never seen anyone committing a homosexual act. One time, I'll give you a funny story. So there used to be this gay dude on one of my tiers. His name was Rainbow. I don't know what he was. I think he might have been Native American or something. Big dude, probably like 6'2", chubby dude. He was gay as hell, right? So they told him when he came on the tier, they said, listen, it's going to be none of that gay shit going on. You can be as gay as you want. Nobody going to beat you up for that, but don't bring that around nobody, whatever. So one time he got caught in like the broom closet giving head to another inmate. One of the Muslims had opened the door. So when one of the Muslims opened the door, I remember dude was yelling. He just kept yelling this over and over. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. And he like ain't speak good English. So he said just like, it was a mistake. It was a mistake. And one of the Muslims had pulled a shank on him and was chasing him around trying to stab him. And the dude that was in there, they had actually stabbed the dude that was inside of there. The COs came, caught dude getting stabbed, grabbed the dude up. Dude got a new charge. I really think the homosexual like got away because he was running while they was chasing him with a shank. But that's what happens to you. Like nobody wants to see that. It's not something that anybody wants to be a part of. If that's what you do, then that's what you do. I don't know where you do it at because they don't allow that in my prison system. Well, in my time when I was in the prison system. Now, I don't know what went on in other places or what goes on in the South. When I was in the feds, there was gay dudes. They kept that in their cell. Nobody knew what was going on. Nobody saw anything. There definitely wasn't nobody taking anything. I never saw nobody attempt to take anything or do anything of that nature at no time at all in my decade that I was in prison. Now, other people, they have different stories. They were in other places. What I have noticed is that these stories and these things that be going on usually happens in places where Aryan Brotherhood and Mexican Mafia have control. Any prison where those two groups have control, there's a lot of this prison RA going on, and there's a lot of essays going on. And that's funny. Where the essays are, there's a lot of essays going on. That's nutty. But they're into that type of weird stuff. New York, we ain't into that. I know a lot of other places, they're not into that. But anywhere where you have racial segregation, that's where them type of things happen at least that's what I see. But if you have sex with a man,
nigga, you.
Now, if you look up RA in New York, you're going to see a lot of articles like this. Now, a lot of that happens with the actual guards on female prisoners or even female guards on male prisoners. That's where a lot of the actual SA things take place at. They don't happen between inmate to inmate. I mean, they might happen, but it's very rare. It's not something that happens all the time, and it's not something you're going to see. Like I said, I spent a decade in prison. I've never seen anything like that or similar to that or anywhere where I felt somebody was in danger of it happening to them. Never seen that at no time. Now, what does happen is a lot of violence. Somebody going to fight you. They're going to try to extort you. They're going to try to take your tray, your commissary, but they're not going to try to take your cheeks. I ain't never seen it or heard of it. And if you do that, you are the one that is a homosexual. I don't care what type of denial you're in. If you take another man's cheeks, you are literally a homosexual. You might as well just throw Skittles and Starbursts in the air and catch them in your mouth while you walk down the street, because that's the type of bullshit that you want. Now in New York, it's kind of like a scaling, a hierarchy. So at the top of that, you got shot callers. These are the gang members who are shot callers, whatever gang they're in, etc. That also goes for the imam or the Muslims and whoever leads the 5%ers in the jail, etc. Those are the people at the top. Under that, you have the rest of the gang members, just regular soldiers, whatever, guys who are in gangs. They're right underneath that. Underneath that, you got the dudes that's tough. They might not be in no gang, but they get theirs. They'll stab you, they'll cut you, they'll fight for theirs. Under that, you got the guys that are a little quiet, not really tough like that, but they're not soft either. Then under that, you got the dudes that's soft. They getting slapped, people taking their stuff, all types of things happen to them. Under them, you have the homosexuals. They're underneath the dudes getting slapped and extorted and having all this stuff happen to them. They're under that. And then, of course, under them, you have snitches and pedophiles, etc. Those are the complete bottom of the chain. But yeah, the homosexuals at the bottom, so nobody will want to be put into that group. And if you try to take it, you're going to be put into that group. You're going to be classified as part of that. And there's some old timers in old prisons, probably back in the days where they seen things like this happening. But that changed. It probably changed when the Muslims threw Mama Dearest, which was one of those guys doing it, off the balcony, off the tier, whatever you want to call it. But see if that dude had wings and he could fly. And well, he couldn't. He is deceased. And they start doing that to a lot of them. The Muslims and the 5%ers did not play that boy on boy touching. None of that. You will get your boots smoked. You are a dead man walking. They is not going to tolerate that New York State prison system. Now, with the changes going on, I've been in prison in over a decade. I don't know what's going on now. I can only talk about my experiences when I was in there. But it ain't happening. And anybody who did that, they were viewed as the one who's gay. And if you disagree with anything I say, then
Nigga, you